pressing in.
So I don't want to give you traditional advice, but maybe some untraditional advice would be fun, and then maybe another untraditional gesture. So a couple things to keep in mind as you go forward that I hope fit in the category of graduation advice you can expect. I planned my own 50th birthday 2 years ago. I turned 52 in February, and I never had so much fun in my whole life planning a party. It was a poignant reminder for me of how much fun it can be to actually plan an event as big as a 50th birthday, as small as coffee next week Friday with a friend I haven't seen before. Maybe even a short phone conversation to check in with my sister. The process of planning and anticipating those kinds of events has come to mean much more to me than it did for a long time. I encourage you to actually GPS, get lost. It's awfully easy to look for the shortest, easiest, quickest answer to a problem, whatever it happens to be. Not as easy to turn off your GPS, take the risk of not knowing exactly where you're going. You might find your way to somebody you enjoy meeting. You might find your way to a new fun place to eat. Resist habit. Play ping pong and frisbee and share both music and chocolate milk. Connect. This is my way of saying, as important as the experiences you'll have in classrooms and formal studies over the next few years will be, and I'm serious about that. They were deeply meaningful for me. None of them will be more important than the connections that you make with people, the relationships that you establish with people. And those will often happen not around a textbook or a computer screen, but in laughter, over a cup of coffee, playing ping pong, tossing a disc, maybe drinking chocolate milk. Disagree with your parents. We lie repeatedly to you as parents. We tell you that we only want what's best for you. It's not true. What we most want is that nothing go wrong that we will feel responsible for, that we will blame ourselves for not having done, not having protected you from. What we really want most of all is for you to be safe, and anything above and beyond that is kind of like a bonus. It doesn't mean we want to fail for you, but mostly we're scared that we fail. So disagree with your parents. Chart your own course. And remember that they do love you. The reason why they may disagree, that they may wish something else for you, is because they're afraid that they'll have done something wrong and things might not work out for you. Pretend. Dave Warden was a construction worker when he applied for a job as a math teacher at CFS. Elise had been a math teacher and a science teacher when she stepped into the role of college counselor. Carrie had never done anything remotely resembling college counseling before she stepped into that role. I had no idea what I was doing when the first of the 5 alums 2.5 years ago contacted me and said, here's what happened to me 40 years ago, can you help? You may have a superpower, and you'll never know if you don't just take the risk of pretending that you do, whether it's in your first job or the first occasion in the classroom when you have a chance to volunteer to answer a question, or step up for some kind of leadership role. Take the risk. Pretend you've been doing it all of your life, and then do it as best as you possibly can. You may be surprised at what you're capable of. Last, win some, learn some. This is one of my favorite phrases these days. As I've come over the course of my own life to embrace making mistakes and failing more and more readily and easily than I did. As a boy, I was a perfectionist. As a high school sophomore in a U.S. history class, I was determined to not get any questions wrong all year on any of the tests in that class. These days, I relish the opportunities to try something, not have it work, and then instead of be paralyzed by it or frustrated by it, so frustrated that I can't even think about it, to actually think about something, uncover some way in which I can see something differently or do something differently, or maybe even be different as a result of the fact that my first attempt didn't work. I can't think of a way in which I fail more readily than as a performer. So in the spirit of encouraging risk-taking and pretending you have an ability and capacity that you don't, and in an effort to serenade you like you have serenaded me and us with not only in song, but in those countless ways that you've lifted our spirits. I hope you'll bear with me as some friends and I try to. Yes. Heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina. Staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. Make it down the coast, 17 hours, picking up a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping from Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. I can look at the car. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Happy. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Running from the cold out in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My butler baby plays guitar, I pick a banjo now.
Old North Country winters I was getting down. I lost my money playing poker, so I had to up and leave. But I ain't going back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. We're gonna do all the last verse together. All y'all are gonna play.
Hey everybody, Jamie Michelin and Jonathan Henderson. We're feeling and soul. Ready?
Walking to the south, now rolling over, caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long talk. Making it west, covered it down to Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta get a move on before the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like the wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Mama, rock me.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for all the serenading of us in the different forms that you've done, that you've shared it. See you tomorrow at 9:30.